What's up, guys? We're back with another video, but we're not reading a scary story today. We are going to talk about the truth, the real story of Annabelle, mainly because it's in theaters right now, it's hella popular right now, and a lot of people have seen the movies, but they don't know the actual story, what the movies are based off of. So I thought that's what we could talk about today. Because one, dolls are creepy. They're really creepy. And it's just interesting. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. It's not going to be just me looking at my phone reading. I'm actually having a conversation. Well, it's kind of one-sided until I post the video, but you know what I'm saying. We're going to talk about Annabelle, the possessed doll, and I hope you guys are ready. Before we get started, if you are new to my channel, if you watch my videos but you have not subscribed, please just go ahead and join the Mermaid Gang, because we have fun here all year round. It does not have to be Halloween for us to have skulls and for us to tell ghost stories and get creeped out. So go ahead and join. Go ahead and turn on my notifications, because I am going to be posting 3 times a week now. 3 times a week. So let's get this shit built. Let's get started talking about Annabelle. Okay, so basically what had happened was the Annabelle in the movie is not the actual Annabelle. That doll was created to look hella sinister and creepy for movie purposes. The actual Annabelle is a Raggedy Ann doll. Just a little innocent looking Raggedy Ann doll that everyone had back in what, the 70s. So basically this mom bought her daughter Donna this Raggedy Ann doll for her 28th birthday. Like I said, everybody had them back then. So this mom buys her daughter this doll as like just a birthday gift. It was, you know, the thing then, and it was like hella cute and whatnot. So she buys her this doll, and Donna loves the doll. Again, Donna is grown, so she has her own house or apartment, whatever, and a roommate. So the doll goes to stay with Donna and her roommate. Well, things started to get a little bit sketchy. The doll would be like, she would leave the doll in her bed, and the doll would just like be moved a little bit, and then kind of like brush it off, like, you know, maybe I left the doll there, no biggie. And then the doll would be left in like certain positions, and they would come back and her legs would be crossed, or she would be like leaning on her arm or some weird shit like that. Like, okay, now it's like you know what I'm saying? So that was kind of like a red flag a little bit, but still they weren't convinced that it was like paranormal. They kind of assumed that someone was just like messing with them. And then when they would come home, the doll would be just in a completely different room altogether. Like, she would leave it on her bed in her room, and it would be in the living room. And so now they're like, okay, we need to test this theory and see what the hell is going on here. Okay, so then again, they were like sketched out. So Donna like was kind of testing the doll out. Like, she'd like bring it to the table with her, and this little bitch, her arms levitated and laid on the table. And apparently that just still wasn't enough for her. Apparently this wasn't enough. Okay, bitch, the first time I come home and your little legs is crossed, me and you, we're done. We're done. But I guess Donna was a little more trustworthy than I would be. I'm not having a freaking creepy doll anyway. No one would ever gift me a doll. I've hated dolls my whole life. So I'm not really surprised they're evil. So anyway, little girl levitated her arms and laid them on the table, right? It's a little Raggedy Ann doll now, just picture it. So then they start finding notes everywhere on parchment paper. Do you know what parchment paper is? Who the hell? This was the 70s. But Donna said she didn't have no parchment paper. She said she didn't have no parchment paper, and the crayons that it was written in talking some help us, help me, help Lou, which was their other friend. We'll get into that. They were finding these notes all over the house saying these things. Okay, is this enough for you yet, Donna? Like, we ready to do something about this or no? Apparently, she was ready. She was ready, Angie was ready, and old Lou, he already hated the doll. He already said, it's evil, it's paranormal, you need to get rid of it. But all of that, the moving, the crossing the legs, the levitating, the leaving creepy ass notes everywhere, still wasn't enough. Still wasn't enough. Do you know what was enough? Do you know? This girl, Angie, the roommate, had found the doll with some blood on her hand. That is what pushed them over the edge. To call a medium or whatever to get them to check this doll out and see what the hell is going on. That was the point. Blood on her hand. So anyway, they call a medium. And the medium comes over and she's like, oh, this is a little 7 or 8 year old girl. Her name was Annabelle Higgins. Hence how the dog got named Annabelle. Her name was Annabelle Higgins, and she lived on this property and passed away when she was like 7 or 8. And she loves the doll and she loves being here where she has all these happy, fond memories. This was her home and she didn't mean to scare you. And so she would like to know if she could stay in the doll. Okay, hold up. See, red flag number 53. If any kind of spirit is asking you, can they stay? That should let you know right there. They need to be invited in and they're asking for your permission. And as soon as you say, yeah, girl, you know what? Make yourself at home. You know what you just did? You just gave that thing permission to stick around and gave it more power. So that's what they did. They're like, oh, you know, like they took pity on they think it's this little girl. So they take this and they all good. They think it's this little girl, but see old Lou was like, no, I don't like this. This is not cool. There's something not right. But they didn't listen. Lou was like, no. But they were like, oh, it's just, you know, it's just a little girl. She's cool. She can stay. Okay. So anyway, I guess Lou was like staying there or something like that. And so he wakes up. But it's like sleep paralysis. Like his eyes and stuff wake up, but his body can't move. You wanna know? You wanna know what happened next? Little Annabelle Higgins is crawling. She's crawling up his body. Crawling up his body to his neck, to his face, and starts choking him. Starts smothering him. He can't breathe and he can't move. He passes out. Then I guess he wakes up the next day and it's him and Angie. They hear a big crash come from Donna's room, right? They walk in the room and little Miss Annabelle Higgins is sitting in the middle of the room. Yeah. So Lou, you know, after his sleep paralysis episode, he's already on edge. So he picks the doll up and is shaking her and is like, this is nothing but a stupid Raggedy Ann doll. She can't hurt anybody, and threw her across the room. Pissed her off. Pissed the doll off. So next thing you know, Lou's chest and stomach starts burning. Why? He's got claw marks and he's bleeding. He is bleeding. Something cut him. He had like seven cuts that are burning and bleeding after he throws this doll across the room. So finally, they decide to call a priest. Well, the priest comes in there and he's like, see, I can't do nothing with this. So he was like, but I know somebody who can. And this is where Ed and Lorraine Warren come in. And if you don't know who they are, they were demonologists. They help people cleanse bad spirits and did like exorcisms and things like that. So he was like, Ed can help you. So Ed and Lorraine come to the apartment and they do an exorcism on the doll. But I'm assuming it wasn't successful because Ed was like, look, it's not safe for you to have this doll. I prefer to just take it with me. I have a museum. I have a safe place I can put it. And so, you know, Donna's like, great. So that's the end of the story about Donna, Angie, and poor old Lou, who tried to tell y'all. He tried to tell them. So he takes the doll, he takes Annabelle to his museum. This is before, I guess, he knew she was powerful, but he didn't really know how powerful, I'm assuming. I guess he thought it would be safe if she's just, you know, chilling in a chair. So he just has her sitting in this chair in the museum. And so they're friends with this other priest. Like, a bunch of people would come and see the doll. And from what I read, they like would taunt her and stuff, and it would not end well. But this one story that they tell is that this priest comes over and has lunch with him, whatever, and then he's like, hey, can I go like see this doll that everybody's talking about? Because it was like a big thing around there. And he was like, sure. So the priest goes in there and he like picks up the doll and he's like taunting her. And I don't really want to say what he said. You can look it up yourself. I'm just not a big fan of saying things like that. But he's taunting her and shakes her. And Ed was like, you have to leave. You shouldn't have done that. Like, I warned you, don't taunt the doll. And you did. You gotta leave. So he leaves and he gets in a car crash. So later he calls Ed and he's like, Ed, I should have listened to you. Right before I crashed, I saw her in the mirror and I crashed. I made a mistake. I should have listened to you. Duh. Obviously. So anyways, at some point, I guess they figured out how powerful this doll, the thing in the doll was, to where they had a specialty case made for her, which she still resides in, by the way. But it's like hella blessed. Like, it's got, I'll put a picture of it. But it's like hella blessed. Like, so they put her in this specialty case, and people, again, they have a museum, so people go and view the artifacts in the museum. And this couple, this young couple in their like 20s, came and were viewing Annabelle, and Ed had said before they go in there, like, do not taunt this doll, don't do it, I'm telling you, don't be disrespectful, just come in here and, you know, act like adults, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't come here acting a damn fool. So what's he do? He acts a damn fool. He's taunting the doll and he's like banging on the case saying, oh, if you can do this to such and such, then do it to me. Well, Ed was like, look, bruh, you gotta go, because I told you not to do this. I told you. So you and your little girlfriend, y'all gotta go. So they leave and they get in a wreck, and he doesn't make it. And the reason that they are pretty sure that it happened because of that is because the girlfriend did make it, and she said that they were laughing about the doll. They were making fun of it, and then they got in a wreck. So basically, if you ever go to their museum, how about you don't taunt the doll? because this doll is known to be the most powerful, the most sinister, well, you know, it's not the doll, it's the demon in the doll. And people ask him, well, why didn't you just destroy the doll? And Ed said, because then that would be releasing the demon into the world. Right now we have it contained, but it's so powerful that they have to have that thing blessed weekly. They still to this day have that doll blessed weekly. That is insane. Like, I don't think I would even want to go to that museum. Like, I'm really not even trying to see her in person like that. But I know that Haley Reese and some other people like Pretty 44 went with Warner Brothers recently, and they bless you before you even go in the museum. So, you know, that's not really the business for me. I'm good on that. But the story is hella interesting. And I know that, you know, I have like this personality, this like really goofy personality, and I talk how I talk. But it is a really serious situation. If you know it's something like that, don't taunt it. Don't taunt anything. Matter of fact, don't try to contact anything. Please stop trying to contact otherworldly things. Stop. It's not a game. It's really not a game. Obviously, you heard the stories I just told you. It's not a game. Don't be disrespectful. Just don't do it. So basically, that is the whole story of Annabelle. She's still in the Warrens Occult Museum. If you live in the area, have at it. But don't be disrespectful. It is really cool. The movies are obviously built up because they have to be, otherwise they wouldn't be so popular. But they are based on a true story, and the true story is terrifying in itself. Like, this poor mama, she thought she was buying her daughter this cute little Raggedy Ann doll, and all of this came from it and inspired a whole set of movies. So be careful. If something gives you bad vibes, if something seems off, don't wait so long. Don't wait until someone gets hurt. Like, get rid of it. Do something about it. Okay? Like, let's not do that. And for the love of God, I know there was no Ouija boards mentioned in this, but please don't mess with those. Stop trying to contact shit that you don't know anything about. Stop trying to tap into negative energy, period. It's not cool. It's not a fun thing. It can really impact your life. So, if you liked this though, me like telling you true stories about stuff, or even like just haunted doll things. I'm really into haunted dolls. I don't want one. I'm never gonna buy one. Don't ask me to get one. I will talk about them, I will research them, but I will not own one. My house is all about crystals and good vibes, so I would never bring anything negative into my home, especially with my family. Like, no ma'am, we don't do that around here. But I do enjoy talking about this stuff. It's really interesting to know the backstory and the real true facts behind these built up stories. The story in itself was just as interesting to me as, you know, the movie. It's not that serious, you know what I mean? Like, the real story is terrifying. And it's cool that she's still, like, you know, in this case, in their family museum. It's really cool. Ed and Lorraine Warren did a lot of amazing things for people. I feel like they were amazing people in general. And they helped so many people, and we need more people like that in the world. So much respect and love to them and their family. Their son-in-law and their daughter have kept their things going, so that's amazing too. If you want to hear more about the cases that turned into movies, or just their cases in general, we can talk about that. But the next video I'm going to do is another haunted doll. And he was the haunted doll before any of these came about. So be on the lookout for Monday's video. Yeah, it'll be Monday's video. It's going to be hella interesting. If you liked this video, and if you made it all the way through, first hit the like button. Then if you made it all the way through, you choose an emoji that's relatable to this story and leave it in the comments for me. Join the Mermaid Gang, guys. Join the Mermaid Gang. Even though we talk about a lot of paranormal stuff, I still like Mermaid Gang, so we're going to keep it. Hope you enjoy. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and we out.